Hi everybody, Cynthia here. I'm back to share with you my number 3 personal Cricut challenge. And this week, Misha threw out the challenge to me to upcycle or recycle an item. And a third of our project had to be covered with Cricut elements. I apologize. So if you guys remember these, most of you have seen these Studio 18 chipboard mini album books. They come with a binder ring and like 5 chipboard pieces. And you can get them at the $1.50, $2 spot. I don't know what they are right now, but anyway, I had mittens and I had stockings, and I only had one stocking left. And I decided I really wanted to try my very first banner. So I took my last chipboard stocking and I took one of my cereal boxes, and I'm just going to show you a Cheez-It box, but I took one of my cereal boxes and I traced out the other 3 to create a Noel banner. So this is something, my cereal box is what I upcycled, and I use a lot of my cereal boxes, Cheez-It boxes, anything that's pretty decent chipboard. I create a lot of things from this. As long as the box had a bag inside and no food was touching it, I save it. So that's what I upcycled this week. Let me just show you the banner hanging. It's right back here on my desk, and then I'll pull it off and show you guys a better close-up. But this is how it came out. I'm so excited because it's my very first one. And like I said, I had one of the stockings left and I traced out the other 3. And I covered them with paper. So that's what it looks like hanging. And let me move my camera back. Don't want to make anybody dizzy here. Okay, there we go. And the papers that I used were from my scrap stash, but they came from the Bright and Jolly paper pad from Recollections. And let's see. I covered them all, I Mod Podged them on, and then I did a very thin coat of Mod Podge over it. And then I used ink around the edges. So the inks I used for the green and the red here, I used the peeled paint distress ink, and then for the blues I used tumbled glass distress ink. Sorry about that. Okay, so let me start with, after I did that, I put the white cardstock on top, and then this little piece that you see here, like a little scallop, I used my Fiskars scallop punch for that. And then I stamped on the top. So I'm hoping I don't have glare here. And the stamp set that I used was this stamp right here. Really, really pretty stamp set. It's from Inkadinkadoo, and it just has a bunch of borders with different greens and things like that. This was gifted to me by Sybil B. Hi, Sybil. And it's called Winter Borders, and I absolutely love it. It's first time using it. So I created the border with the stamp set on top, and then the colors, I used the red number 2 from Marvy. I used the number 91 tan from Marvy, and I colored in like the branches and the pine cones. And then over the black that I stamped, I don't know if you can see it shimmering, I used my green Jelly Roll sparkle pen. And then the centers of the red flowers, I just use a little bit of gold glitter glue, and then I have a sequin in the center of the poinsettia. And then the trees here, these are foam trees. They came from Hobby Lobby in a little foam pack. And my Cricut cuts are this back scallop, the green scallop in the front, and my letters. Okay, so let me explain that a little bit for you guys. On my Cricut, I have the Cricut Expressions 2. And on my Cricut, it already has things in its memory. I don't have to put any cartridges in if I don't want to. I can just use what's in my books. So from this book here, I used on page 36, flower number 3, and I cut that out. That's the scallop circle you see here. I cut the red ones out at 3 inches. And I cut the mint green ones out at, let me see, I wrote this down, 2.5 inches. Okay. And then from this book here, the Cricut alphabet, I went to page, well, it's not on any particular page because the letters are on most of the pages, but for instance, page 56, I used font number 1, and I hit the shift key, and I printed out this font here, and I cut those at 2 inches. Okay, so those are my images that I used, and let me see, what else can I tell you? The green ribbon that you see, I picked that up at a yard sale, $1. And there was a ton of it on here, so I decided to use that and then just adhere my chipboard. And then I made a bow at the end, and then I used my Recollections punch for the snowflakes, and then these are K & Company poinsettias. But that's how it turned out, my very first one. Then I used some gold sequins, and I glittered up the letters with the Studio G. It's kind of like a light aqua color, aqua blue. And then I used my white Jelly Roll pen. Oh, wrong one. And I just made polka dots around the red scallops. So that's how it came out. Now, what I would do differently next time, being this was my first one, I would try and do something on the edge as far as a hanger goes, because right now I just had to pierce through, you guys can see, I had to pierce through my ribbon with a thumbtack, and I know that's not going to hold up. So I would have created some kind of hanger for myself, which I didn't do this time around. So that's something I would do differently next time. And also, I think I would do my letters in white. I think they would show up much nicer than the pink and the aqua. But for my first one, I think it came out pretty cute. I'm kind of really happy with it. And that's my number 3 personal Cricut challenge. This week, Misha, I am going to be easy on you and tell you that you can create any project you want. Doesn't matter what it is. You only need to use one Cricut cartridge element, but you need to use a Cricut cartridge or a memory in your Cricut that you've never tried before. Okay? That's the only stipulation of this challenge. And we'll see what you come up with. So you have till next Sunday to complete it. If you guys want to join in these challenges with us just for fun, let us know. Maybe send us a link to your video. We'd love to see what you guys are doing. And don't forget to break out those personal cutter machines and use them up. Okay? Thank you guys for watching. Take care. Have a great day.